Central Coast News right now.
Hello, good morning. Today is Thursday, February 16th. I'm Tony Capola.
And I'm Cassandra Jones. Time for a quick check of your Central Coast forecast as you're getting ready to head out the door on this Thursday morning. I posted the Facebook updates this morning and I accidentally put Wednesday.
It seems like a Wednesday. Sure, why not?
I completely forgot it was Thursday.
But it is Thursday, that's right.
But you know what? Completely different conditions than what we saw on our actual Wednesday when we were waking up to showers. This morning we're waking up under mostly clear skies. It'll be a mostly sunny day today and a little warmer than yesterday. Temperatures near the coast topping out in those low 60s. Inland areas mid to upper 60s. Light breeze 5 to 15 miles per hour can be expected. We'll see mostly clear skies tonight with more warming on Friday. I'll have all the details of what you can expect for your weekend coming up a little bit later.
Okay, we'll see you in just a bit. Thanks, Cassie. In a developing story, Salinas police are out looking for someone who tried to kidnap a woman early this morning. Central Coast News reporter Matt Dinestra joins us on the live line with the latest information. Matt.
Good morning, Tony. Salinas Police's watch commander confirmed early this morning that police were investigating reports of an attempted kidnapping. As of 5 o'clock this morning, police were taking pictures at a home on Kenneth and Laurel. There were multiple officers on scene paying particular attention to a Chevy SUV parked in one of the driveways. We hope to have more answers and more information as the morning progresses. I'm Matt Dinestra, your Central Coast News.
Okay, thanks for the update, Matt. New information this morning on how a Santa Cruz County Sheriff's deputy saved the life of a woman being strangled by her husband. The deputy is being called a hero, but it's a title he's not comfortable with. And we have the exclusive interview. The Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office says it received several phone calls from people saying they could hear an argument inside the trailer. Deputy Dimmick says when he got inside the trailer, Christopher Linder was on top of his wife, choking her, and refused to stop. Well, after 14 years on the force, Dimmick said he knew what to do. Still, he doesn't want to be called a hero.
It makes me real uncomfortable with that characterization because it takes away from what other people did and what she did in the situation.
He essentially called it a team effort. Linder faces attempted murder charges for stabbing his daughter and wife on Tuesday morning. Happening today, a Monterey woman accused of kidnapping an underage runaway and selling her for sex is expected in court for arraignment. Aaliyah Person lives in a gated upscale community on Blue Larkspur Lane where she allegedly forced a teenager from the Bay Area to have sex for money. The teenager has since returned home to her family. Also expected in court is Clint Wageman. He's the 41-year-old Hollister man accused of running away with 14-year-old Selena Burr earlier this month. The two were found in an apartment in San Francisco after the girl left with her distant cousin. Wageman has not entered a plea and his bail has been set at $100,000. In more local news, one man says he has the answer to the Monterey Peninsula's water worries. He says he can turn something we have plenty of, ocean water, into drinking water. Local businessman Nader Aga says he wants to use 200 acres of land and a building he already owns in Moss Landing to create the People's Moss Landing Water Desal Project. But it would be financed by taxpayers. Aga says the project will cost about $121 million and wants you to pay $12.50 a month to fund it.
We're very hopeful for the community. We know that that we have to do something with the water issue within the next 3 or 4 years. Validate the numbers, and I think that will give some peace of mind to not only the community but to the peninsula.
Aga claims his idea will save hundreds of millions of dollars over other plans that would have cost $400 to $600 million. The City Council plans to discuss the issue at its next meeting. Let's break down the history of the peninsula's water woes for you in a fact check. The last plan to build a desal plant was brought by Steve Collins. Now, he led the push for the regional desalination project, but also worked for the company that eventually won the rights to manage it. Well, that raised concerns about a conflict of interest, which led Cal-Am to back out of the plan earlier this year. Collins now faces several criminal charges for his role in the project. Even more local news. Central Coast News has confirmed 3 men involved in a standoff in South Salinas Tuesday night are all from the Central Coast. The men are accused of robbing 2 banks in South San Jose. San Jose police say Brian Chavez of Marina, Jonathan Garcia, and Jose Lemus of Salinas robbed a Union Bank Monday and a Wells Fargo bank on Tuesday, both at gunpoint. Police say they got away with over $7,000 in cash and then drove to Salinas. Salinas police spotted the suspect's car on Homestead Avenue Tuesday afternoon. Officers arrested them after a high-risk traffic stop, which included helicopters and a SWAT team with guns drawn in this neighborhood near Hartnell College. The men are in the Santa Clara County Jail this morning. New this morning, East Palo Alto police are searching for whoever shot a man just before 7 last night. Someone reported hearing shots, and when police arrived, they found evidence of a shooting, but no victim or suspect. Well, they found the victim at Stanford Hospital with a gunshot wound. If you have any information, call 650-321-1112. Also new this morning, a series of attacks on Israeli interests in other countries is raising concerns about security here in the U.S. Homeland Security is now closely monitoring the activities of the militant group Hezbollah. The U.S. considers the Iran-linked organization a terrorist group.
We are reaching out to particularly the Jewish community across the country who have been the intended targets in the past. We have just this past week convened a very large conference call with leaders of the Jewish community from around the country, and we remain in constant touch with them.
But Secretary Napolitano says there has been no specific threat against any organization. This comes after a series of attacks targeted Israeli interests in Thailand, Georgia, and India this week, which Israel blames on Iran. But Tehran is denying responsibility. Well, this latest worry comes amid news that Iran is advancing its controversial nuclear program. State TV showed Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad front and center as his country's scientists inserted the first fuel rod made in Iran into a reactor on Wednesday. And officials say they also have a new generation of centrifuges up and running. Also new this morning, as the one-year anniversary of the Libyan revolution approaches tomorrow, Amnesty International says the people who started it are terrorizing the country. The organization says Libyan militias are committing human rights violations, which are threatening to destabilize the country. The militias are accused of torturing detainees, targeting migrants, and displacing entire communities in revenge attacks. On to a consumer alert. You hate those automated calls from telemarketers trying to get you to buy or sign up for something?
Well, the Federal Communications Commission is trying to help by setting new rules to limit the calls. Approved yesterday, the new rules try to close loopholes in the current regulations. Now telemarketers will have to get written permission from you before they can call.
They'll also have to include an automated opt-out option so you can revoke your consent during the call.
And coming up, I've got your full weather forecast right after the break.
But first, it is tax season, and Central Coast News is here to help. So here's your tax tip of the day. The child tax credit could reduce your federal income tax by up to $1,000 for each child under 17. They must meet the criteria, though, of age, relationship, support, dependent, joint return, citizenship, and residence.
You're watching Central Coast News on KION TV.